All right, what is going on, everybody? Happy Monday. We are back after a brutal Sunday. So let's just jump right into the recap. Start talking about this shit show. All right, straight bets. We started off really good. We had the Nats Reds Nerfy hit for plus 100. So good start there. Royals ended up pulling it off on the run line after a big eighth inning. I think that was tied at one coming into the inning. Braves did not get the first run. Ended up, I think, second inning or something. The other team we want to talk about, also known as the Cardinals, got the run, ended up winning the game. Just an absolute shit game from the Braves. Red Sox first five started off the game just lightning quick, scoring 2 runs, and then all of a sudden it became the home run derby. Balls were flying out of the yard everywhere. Shohei Ohtani hit one to the fucking moon. So lost that one. Orioles gave up a 3-run home run. That was 0-0. Dean Kramer gave up 3-run home run. That was the game. Ended up being 3-2. And then the Astros tanked on us too. So kind of a shit day there. Parlay. We ended up hitting the Diamondbacks Cubs Nerfy as well as the Astros Mariners Nerfy. So that was good. Atlanta sold our bread. Let's see. Minnesota, again, just I don't know what the hell happened to that bullpen, but they ended up just giving up runs left and right. And then, of course, the Mets lost to the Marlins because the Marlins hate me, and Atlanta lost. So we won a pretty impressive 0 for 3 on that parlay. So I got that going for us. Overall, down a little more than a unit, 1.04 for a Sunday. And looking at this board, not terrible. I'll tell you what we did crush was the Nerfies. I gave out 5, all 5 hit. So absolutely crushed the Nerfies. Props, we went 4 and 4. I really needed Paxton to go under 4.5 Ks. And all of a sudden, this dude turned back the clock, and he went from throwing like 91 at the start of the game to hitting like 97 at the end. I don't know what the hell happened, but he just started bringing gas at the end and was striking out everybody. I think he had 1K through the first 2, and then he just went absolute ape shit, striking people out. So that sucked. Mikolas ended up on the hook at 2 earned runs. Yeah, just a absolute crap day. So I ended up going with this instead of red, because I think red's hard to see on the video. So we went with this weird goopy color. Yeah, it sucked. Let's move on. That's Sunday in the MLB. This is a weird slate today. This has Sunday vibes written all over it. I don't love it. First game, Rays Yankees. We got Rodon going up against Littell. This just feels like runs, and runs. I like the Rays team total over 3.5. Interesting prop I like is within the first 5 innings, both teams have to score at least 2 runs. That's plus money. That's plus 140. We look at Rodon. He faced Tampa Bay on 7-9. That was at Tampa Bay. He went 4 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 5 Ks. So he got smacked around a little bit. If I remember right, those 4 earned runs did come in the very first inning. I think they got 4 right off the bat and then didn't get any more. Littell, really good at home, really bad away. 5.53 away ERA. I would lean Yankees here, but seriously, this is, I mean, I guess it makes more sense to pay the 142 and go with the Rays. This is just kind of a coin flippy game to me. Rays are hitting left-handed pitching very well over the last 2 weeks, over the last week. So everything on here screams Rays. But when I look at the Rodon's stats, like hits allowed, Ks, every sports book is leaning more for him to have a good day. So it's really weird from that perspective. My initial gut feeling was Rays. So this is one I'm going to fade, but I do love the team total over. So I like that. We're going to have a play on that. So just a weird game. I don't trust the Yankees enough to pay minus 170, but the books feel really good that the Yankees are going to win. All right, next game, Mets Marlins. I just don't think the Mets piss this game away. David Peterson should have a lot of success today. Yanni Chirinos has been giving up earned runs left and right. I just can't back the Marlins in this situation. Maybe I'm an idiot. They should get runs off this guy. So I like the Mets today. You can look at the Nerfy. It's minus 125 today. Next game, Cardinals Pirates. Cardinals have a lot of success against Keller. They went into Pittsburgh on July 2nd and absolutely rocked him. So Palante, on the other hand, in Pittsburgh, last start, well, not last start, but this was, I believe, 7-4 4, something like that, in Pittsburgh. 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned runs, 5 Ks. So it kind of feels like a Cardinal spot. They just went down and beat the brakes off of Atlanta yesterday. They won 2 out of 3. So they've got a lot of momentum going. That said, Pittsburgh is playing pretty well in addition, and they're coming back home. But to me, it feels like Cardinals at plus money. Kind of a sketchy game, I guess. I like the under with the wind blowing in. You can do first 5 under 4.5 at minus 115. So I like those, but again, probably not going to pick a team necessarily. All right, Tigers Guardians. Guardians are struggling offensively. They scored 1 run in the last 2 games, so that's not good. I like Tigers money line here. You're going up against Skubal. This is one of the best pitchers they've faced, and Carlos Carrasco on the other side of the hill, who is just horrendously bad. So give me Tigers. I like their first 5 to isolate Skubal and Carrasco, but I think full game is fine as well. All right, next game, Reds and Braves. Hunter Green going up against Reynaldo Lopez. Lopez is starting to look a little more human, which advanced metrics say that he should, right? His expected ERA is 4.24. It's currently rocking a 1.88. We should see some regression at some point. I mean, 77 FIP, XFIP 94. So there's got to be some regression. The Reds blew just every single game against the Nationals. They gave up a 3-run home run last night in the bottom of the 8th to blow that game. But I don't trust the Braves offense. I don't trust them enough to pay 155. We keep seeing this lackluster offense. I think the Reds get to Lopez, actually, and I think Green has a pretty good day. So give me the Reds on the money line, and you can look at the under 8. I think the under 8 is a possibility, but we're going to do some alt lines with this game too. All right, Phillies Twins. Phillies got the job done yesterday. They looked really good after we had back Pittsburgh. They ended up scoring like 5 or 6 runs. Twins got into a slugfest with the Brewers for a couple of games and ended up losing. Ranger Suarez on the hill for the Phillies going up against Bailey Ober. Kind of 2 pitchers going in different directions. Ober has been pitching pretty good as of late. Suarez has been struggling. He's given up 4 or more earned runs in his last 3 starts, and those were against Oakland, Atlanta, and Miami. Not exactly baseball powerhouses. So traveling to Minnesota to play the Twins, it's really hard for me to not take the Twins. I like the way Ober's been pitching. Obviously, you're sending a right-hander into that Phillies lineup who has Realmuto back. You've got Harper, you've got Schwarber. So you could look at the over 8. I really like that. I think there will be runs scored. I think the Twins get to Suarez, and I think it's inevitable that the Phillies will score some runs off Ober, right? We can probably slate 2 to 3 in against Ober. Probably the same for the Twins. So I like the over 8 a lot in this game. But ultimately, if I had to pick a team, I'm going to go Twins at home. But it's going to be an interesting series right there. I like this series, but the pitch split for Suarez just looks really bad, right? The Twins are top 10 or top 11 in every pitch he throws. Top 10 in 4 out of 5. So just doesn't look like Suarez is going to have a great game there, but who knows? All right, White Sox Rangers. I don't want to touch this game. I don't trust the Rangers. I don't trust Lorenzen enough to pay minus 175. Going up against Erick Fedde. Fedde scares me. Fedde at home is an animal. Fedde away, a little more hittable. So do I think the Rangers get it done? Yes. Am I willing to pay minus 175? Especially after Lorenzen got shelled against the Angels in his last outing. Scares me a little bit, especially with their bats. If we look at the last 7 days, both of these teams are not hitting. Both of them, hovering right around 200 last 14 days, 187, 160 last 14. So this is just probably a fade for me. I don't like it. All right, Cubs Brewers. Cubs. Oh, the Cubs. We got Assad on the hill. Assad has looked really bad his last couple of starts. He's been extremely hittable. He's had some control issues. The Cubs over this past week have hit like absolute shit. The Brewers coming off 3 straight wins, so they've got a lot of momentum rolling into Chicago, not very far from home. traveling from Minnesota. So they've stayed very, very close. So I don't think the travel is going to play a big factor here. We've got the wind blowing in Wrigley, which I think helps Tobias Myers as he is a fly ball pitcher. And give me the Brewers here. I'm a little surprised it's minus 115. I think that number's actually gone down to it's like minus 112. So give me the Brewers all day. I like the Nerfy on this one as well. It is sitting at minus 120. So like the Nerfy there too. All right, Diamondbacks Royals. This one I struggle with. I don't think I'll pick a winner in this one. You've got Yolbert Diaz going up against Cole Ragans. Diaz is actually going to be making his first away start. Reagan has a 3.49 home ERA. That's blown up by 2. He's had 2 pretty bad starts at home, but the rest have been really good. So this is a tough one for me to handicap. I kind of go back to the Chicago series. Reagan, very Steele-esque, I would say, and the Diamondbacks hit Steele all over the yard. However, when they faced Imanaga, they couldn't hit the ball. It ended up being a really low-scoring game. So this is a tough one for me. I would lean Royals just when we look at their home record, 34-18. Diamondbacks 25-25 away, but they have been hitting left-handed pitching, so tricky one. And then Diaz is a bit of a wild card, right? And I'm only leaning Royals because this is Diaz's first away start. I don't think we see the same success he had at home. So counting on some regression from Diaz, but just really kind of a sketchy little game there. Reagan's pitch splits show that he should struggle. I mean, D-backs hit fastball, cutter, and curveball. They're top 3 in the MLB over the last 30 days. So you could definitely make an angle for the Diamondbacks, just not one I'm going to pick a team there, to be honest. All right, we've got Red Sox, Rockies. Red Sox just coming off playing home run derby with the Dodgers, traveling to Colorado. Got to back them here. They've lost 3 straight. I just cannot see them losing a 4th. I think they're feeling that sense of urgency to make sure they win. They are in a heated race there in the AL East. So I think they come out hot, get to Gomber. I think Houck has a pretty decent day. Over-under is at 10, seems a little high. Colorado at home the last 3 or 4 series has been struggling to score runs. So give me the Boston Red Sox all day there. You could even look at a run line play at minus 120. All right, next game, A's and Astros. A's got smacked around a little bit that last game in Seattle, but they had won the previous 2. So now you got Spencer, love to give up runs, Arrighetti going up against Hogan Harris. I like Hogan Harris. The advanced metrics say they don't like him as much. xERA 5.79. Arrighetti 6.7 away ERA. So he has given up a lot of runs. We look at the Athletics offensively, one of the best in baseball over the last 2 weeks. They're a top 5 offensive team. They put up a lot of runs against the Angels. The bullpen ended up blowing it yesterday. I believe they gave up 5 runs, 7th or 8th inning, something like that. So pissed away that one. This feels like a sneaky Athletics money line spot. Athletics at home are getting pretty good. They tend to upset these better teams. So to me, a sneaky little spot for the A's. You could look at the over 8, but again, probably not a game I'm going to touch, to be honest. You could look at the Nerfy. I'm not sure what it is, but it could be viable. Houston does tend to score a lot of runs in the first inning, though, so that would be a little sketchy to me. All right, next game on the card, Angels and Mariners. Tyler Anderson going up against Bryce Miller. Bryce Miller home, very solid pitcher. Last outing against the Padres away, he was super solid. So 2.1 home ERA. That said, Tyler Anderson has been great away. He's rocking a 1.7 or 1.87 away ERA. That said, Anderson did face the Mariners in Seattle on 7-12, 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 4 Ks. So did give up some runs there. Angels have been hitting, so I like the over 7.5 here. I think that's a possibility. We're seeing the Mariners bats kind of come to life as well. It's one of those, like, they come in ebbs and flows. So when you see them start to hit, you might want to jump on them. So I like them in this game. I really like the Nerfy, but it is juiced to like minus 145. So I love the Nerfy in this spot. All right, last game on the card. It is Giants and Dodgers. Blake Snell going up against TBD. So we don't know who it is. One prop I like that we'll talk about is the Snell K prop at 6.5. That's just, I think that's way too high against the Dodgers. So I like the way the Dodgers look last night. They're staying at home. Giants struggling to score runs. So got to back the Dodgers. Plus, anytime, what I love to do is when a team is leaving Colorado, they just tend to struggle offensively that next series. I don't know what it is, but if you look back over the last 10 teams that played in Colorado and then went to their next series, they didn't put up a lot of runs. So depending on who the Dodgers pitch, there's a 90% chance I'm playing a Dodgers money line here. It's just too good of a spot. And like I said, I like that offensive decline we see when teams leave course. Snell has just kind of been a bit of a shell of himself. He looked okay last outing, but we didn't see the K's there. So to me, 6.5 is just ridiculously high here. All right, let's talk about best bets. I just keep going back to the Mets. Like I said, I might be an idiot, but I like Mets first 5 -0.5 at -105. We just need their offense to click a little bit. I think it's going to happen today. We've got Tigers race to 3. So this is us backing Skubal versus Carrasco. Carrasco just gives up runs. So I feel like the Tigers can get 3 within the first 5 or 6 innings. That's at -125. Give me Brewers money line. This is dropped to -112. So it is kind of shifting towards the Cubs. That doesn't scare me too much. Assad has been extremely hittable. He's had control issues. K line's at 3.5, and he's heavily favored to go under that. So give me the Brewers. I like Tobias Myers. Minnesota and Philly over 8. That's at -115. Love that line a lot. I just see Suarez getting hit around the park, and the Phillies should get to over a little bit. And then New York Yankees and Tampa Bay over 8. So that's an alt line. The line's at 8.5. I feel like there's some hook potential, so I'm going to go with the 8. So paying a little bit more juice, but I like that line a lot. I think the Rays get to Rodon, and the Yankees should get to Littell. I just don't know who gets more runs. It's a coin flip game. All right, let's talk about our parlays. Hunter Green over 6.5 Ks versus Hotlanta, and Blake Snell under 6.5 Ks. Pair those two together, you get +218. We've got the Mets, and then we're going to go Tigers first 5. So we're isolating Skubal and Carrasco, and then we're going Boston money line. Pair those 3 together, you get +340. Our Nerfy play is going to be the Cards Pirates and Angels Mariners. Pair those 2, you get +204. And then a little weird 3-pick. So we're going to go with the over 8 in the New York Tampa game again. We're going to take the Cardinals on the run line. So they're getting +1.5 runs. And then we're going to take an alt line in the Braves Reds of under 9. So the normal line is 8. We're going to take under 9. Pair those 3 together, you get +315. And then our fun parlay of the day is going to be Mets Tigers. You can take Tigers first 5 or full game. I just did full game on this one. So Mets, Tigers, Red Sox, Mariners. Pair those 4 together, you get +651. Got the Nerfies over here. So we've got 6 Nerfies that I like today. Kind of mix and match those. I would not pair those all together, even though we went 5-0 yesterday. It's probably not going to happen today. And then prop leans I like. We already talked about Snell and Green. I like Rodon over 4.5 hits at -117. There's good value there. Lopez under 6.5 Ks. That's a big line for Reynaldo Lopez. So -155, a little juice there. You could kind of pair that up with, I like Reagan to give up over 1.5 earned runs. Tyler Anderson over 4.5 Ks. I mean, the Mariners do K a ton. He hit 4 Ks last time, so I expect him to pitch a little bit better today. So I think he can hit that line as well. All right, that is going to do it for the Monday video. Like I said, weird vibes. This almost has Sunday vibes again, so tried to stay away from taking a bunch of money line plays today and went a little more proppy, I guess, today. Just bad feelings about this slate today. But best of luck. If you made it this far, please give the video a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you on the next video.